Hi, good evening, everyone. Beta, today we will go ahead and take one question which came in Indian Economics Service 2011 paper. Okay. Now, I have prepared a list of different topics of questions that have come in different papers of IES, and I will cover many questions through these videos. Okay, beta. So, the question that we have for the day is the following. It says, what do you mean by a corner solution? And then it says, in case of perfect complementary goods, where do you get a corner solution? So two things they're asking. What do we mean by a corner solution? And in case of perfect complementary goods, where do we go ahead and where do we get the corner solution? Okay, beta. So let us start attempting this question. Beta, you must be aware of the fact that we can get a corner solution whenever we have concave preferences or whenever we have substitute goods. So let us start writing the answer to this question, that the corner solution occurs when consumers' utility is maximized such that he only consumes one good. So when I go ahead and I talk about corner solution, it means that the utility must be maximized by consuming only one good. But consuming only one good means that you are either on the x-axis or on the y-axis. So we can say that the following two cases are examples of corner solution. And in this case, the first one that I want to take is substitute goods. Okay. So beta, in case of substitute goods, the utility function is given by, so we can just write this down, that in case of substitute goods, utility function is given by, कैसे देते हैं बेटा? U is equal to AX plus BY, right? So therefore, the MRS is given by MUX by MUY, which will be A by B, right? Now please write. In this case, corner solution occurs in the following two cases. Case ऊपर use कर लेना. Let's write the word following two scenarios. What are those two scenarios, beta? First, if MRS is greater than PX by PY, then consumer consumes only good X, right? So in this case, beta, MRS is more than price ratio. So budget line is flat. This is your budget line. M by PX, M by PY. And your ICs are steep, right? So these are your ICs. And consumer wants to go to the highest IC possible. So this is where the highest IC is attained. Okay, beta. Hit case 2, beta. MRS is less than PX by PY. Beta, if MRS is less than PX by PY, It means consumer will be consuming only good Y. So please write down. Only good Y is consumed. So how can we show this? I'm just writing this in summarized version now. So how can we show this? That the budget line is very, very steep. This is M by PX, M by PY, good X, good Y. And now I have flat ICs. So beta, these are your ICs. Right? And this is the highest IC reached. This is the highest IC attained. So you consume only good Y. So that's the first case in case of substitute goods. Now let's come to the second case. And the second case is concave preferences. So concave preferences are those preferences where you want to consume, and both goods give you positive utility, but they cannot be consumed together. So both goods give positive utility, but cannot be consumed together. But example can be milk and wine. So in this case, the utility function will look as x squared plus y squared. Now, again, you have the same thing that if MRS is greater than Px by Py, you consume only good X. So like this way. Suppose this is my budget line. Let me make a steep budget line. Right? And let's say that this is my ICs. Then here I'm consuming only good Y. Similarly, let me just insert some space here. Similarly, if you have something like this, that, you know, your budget line is flat and your ICs are again the same, like this, then the highest IC that you can reach will be here. So you will consume only good X. So your equilibrium is a corner solution. Even when MRS is equal to Px by Py, then also you will consume either X or Y, but not both. Okay. So for example, the tangency is achieved. This is something like this. This is my budget line. And let's say that I achieve a tangency here better. This one. But this is not the highest. You can go on higher IC and higher IC. So in this case, you will either have consume all of Y or consume all of X. So you can go ahead and have a solution where you only consume all of X or consume all of Y, or when you achieve this tangency, when MRS and the price ratio are equal, in that case also, you will either consume all X or all Y, but not both. Okay. Now, let's come to the second part. So question is saying, where do you get corner solution in case of perfect complementary goods? So my perfect complementary goods are goods which are used together, right? In this case, the equilibrium will always happen at the kink. Okay. So perfect complementary goods are consumed together. Equilibrium takes place at the king. But now it is asking, when will it happen that the equilibrium, that you will get a you will get a corner solution in case of perfect complementary goods. So beta, first of all, let's just write down the general solution. So in case of perfect complementary goods, please write down that, let me just write this down, that suppose, let's say that this is my IC, right? And this is the point of king. And then I can go ahead and I can just draw a budget line, right? So this is my budget line. So we can say that equilibrium takes place at the point of king. And because equilibrium is taking place at the point of king, it means that we will go ahead and we will have the usage of both the goods, right? So both goods will be consumed, right? Now, now the question is there any way where I can have a corner solution for the goods which are used together, right? So but a corner solution, if you remember, corner solution would have meant that you are using only one good, right? Even though they're complementary, you are using only one good, right? That is what corner solution means. So when can that be possible? But that can be possible if you go ahead and you take the scenario where so one case can be where the other good is available absolutely free of cost. So if the other good, like for example, if for my survival, I need food and air. Air and food are complementary, for example, I need both of them. Then air is available to me free of cost. I don't have to pay for air, right? So because I don't have to pay for air, the only good I will be purchasing in the market will be food, although the both goods will be complementary to each other. So that is one possible case where even though the goods are complementary, I may end up going ahead and I may be getting a corner solution. Okay. Now, in this case, even my budget line will not be downward sloping because price of the good itself will be zero. One of the goods will have the price as zero. So my budget line will either be vertical or horizontal, and then I will end up getting a corner solution. So beta, what I want you to do now is, if you can think of any other example of where you get corner solution in perfect complementary goods, you can go ahead and mention that in the comment section below, right? I will meet you with another question of IES very soon, and we will try and discuss how to go ahead and how to answer different questions based